back to Sugar Pie Nellie. So today we are going to make some down-home country fried chicken. But have you had it an old-fashioned way lately? Not the traditional way where you dip the chicken in the egg and then you dip it in the flour and then we fry it. No, see, back in the day, the old timers would actually cut up their chicken and they would place it into a bowl of hot water, not boiling, not steaming, just lukewarm to hot water right from your tap. They would cut up the chicken, place in that bowl of water, then they would dip it into the flour and then into the hot grease right there in their iron skillets. And the reason that they would do that is for the texture. It would cause the chicken to be crispier and it would cause it to be less splatters during the entire cooking process. So join me today as I make this down-home country wonderful chicken. And then don't forget now, with this meal, the old timers would often serve that with a little bit of brown gravy. And then no meal was complete without fresh garden sliced tomatoes to go with that meal to make it complete. Grab your aprons and let's get started. Okay, you just begin by cutting up your chicken any way that you desire. I prefer to take those larger, thicker chicken breasts like that, and I will slice them into thinner breasts for us, and that's just the way that we like it. But you're able to do with that just whatever you want to do. And then once you get those sliced, just place them right into the bowl of hot tap water. It doesn't need to be boiling water, and it doesn't have to be filtered or anything like that. Just regular lukewarm to hot tap water will do. And then once you get your skillet hot and ready with some avocado oil is what I'm using. Bacon grease is another good one that you can use with that. But once it's hot and ready, then you go ahead and proceed with dipping your chicken into the flour. Be sure that you coat both sides really well before placing into the hot grease. And then you're pretty much just going to brown those on both sides until the chicken has completed cooking all the way through. No more pink in the middle. I like ours well done. But look how golden crispy that is, y'all. And then halfway through, I realized that I had more chicken than can fit in the pan. And I do this every single time that I cook, y'all, okay? I'll prepare one skillet of hot grease. And then every single time I'm like, oh no, I need 2 skillets. So there's your note beforehand. Go ahead and prepare 2 skillets. Okay, and right here, as you can see, I'm placing some sour cream biscuits that I made into the oven. And that's me, happy that supper is going well. Of course, there's never a supper where I don't dance. I am not ashamed. So look at those golden brown biscuits just waiting for some hot brown gravy. That's what I'm going to be making next once the chicken here is complete. And I'll just use the same drippings from the chicken in the skillet. And then just add like 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter along with 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour. And then to that I will only add probably about 1.5 cups of milk. Because you don't need an excess amount of gravy for the chicken, unless you want to come back and double up on the biscuits. Or maybe you have a larger family to feed, then you can just double those amounts. But that is so good with the biscuits and the gravy. And then the old timers, you guys, they would actually take the brown gravy, and not only would they cover their chicken and their biscuits, but they would also take that gravy and pour it just all over their garden fresh tomatoes on their plate with this meal. And if you've never tried that, I encourage you to do so because it's actually very good. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you have tried frying your chicken this way. I'd love to know how it turned out for you and your family. God bless you guys. Have a great day.